All right, hi guys. I've made a fifth update regarding my 2021-2022 winter outlook. And I want to start by saying thanks to those of you that have joined my pro site. If you haven't done that yet, you can join at www.patreon.com/Ohio Valley Weather. Well, if you've watched my other videos, you know that this is the pattern that I'm expecting us to see this winter. We already have a strong La Nina over the Pacific Ocean. And so this is creating a high pressure over the South Pacific Ocean, which is causing the polar jet stream to ridge up over the western part of North America. I'm also expecting a positive PNA, which strengthens this high pressure and creates warmer temperatures over the southwestern United States. And that's going to help this jet stream to ridge even higher over the western United States. On the other side, I'm expecting us to see a negative NAO, which will give us another high pressure over the North Atlantic Ocean, which should cause storms to come right up the east coast of the United States. And so all of this is going to mean colder than normal temperatures for the Ohio Valley, with frequent Alberta clippers coming down from Canada and frequent nor'easters coming up the East Coast, which could also affect the Ohio Valley. So let's take a look and see where we're at with all this. So this is the temperature anomaly map for today. And as you can see, and I've been showing you for a few weeks now, we're getting a strong La Nina right here. The water's getting pretty cold. Well, maybe I shouldn't say strong. Technically, it's not strong yet. It hasn't reached that threshold, but these waters just continue to get colder and colder, as you can see from this next slide. So this is the current ENSO, or the El Nino Southern Oscillation. And again, if we were up here in this area, it would be an El Nino, but down here we are in a La Nina, and it officially became a La Nina when we hit 0.5 degrees below the normal. And that was officially declared on October 14th. And as you can see, it has continued to drop since then, but the last few days it has leveled off a little bit. And you can notice right now we've leveled off at a negative 0.874 degrees below normal. If we can get that down to 1 degree below normal, then that will be considered a moderate La Nina. And if it can go to 1.5 degrees below normal, it will be considered a strong La Nina. And so it is my expectation that we are at least going to see a moderate La Nina, and maybe it might even go strong. Of course, the other thing I mentioned was the PNA, or the Pacific North American Teleconnection. And over here on the end of the graph, the red area is what is being forecasted. As you can see, we've been positive now for several days, and we are expecting a slight trend toward negative, but for the foreseeable future, at least the next week or so, we are expecting the PNA to stay positive, and that's going to help to strengthen that high pressure over the western United States, which should cause the polar jet stream to ridge over the western United States. And so this is the weather map from today, but this is for this coming Wednesday, October 27th. And you can see we have a strong high pressure over the Pacific Ocean, just like I was expecting. This is, of course, due to the La Nina. And notice what we have here. By Wednesday of this week, we're also seeing high pressure over the western United States. And you can see these lows that are forming up here around Alaska. And what I'm expecting is that these lows are going to take a path that will take them something like this, and then go off this way. And so you can see we're starting to see the pattern that I'm expecting. It's starting to develop. And so now let's look at the NAO. So as you can see, the NAO has been negative since the end of September, just going back and forth, but pretty much staying negative. And over the next few days, There is some variability expected, but we are still expecting the NAO to continue to be negative. And if you look at this map, you can see why that is. This is the map that I showed you earlier, but before we were looking here at the Southern Pacific. But I want you to look here at the North Atlantic and notice we're starting to see this area of blue come up. So we're starting to see indications that the North Atlantic Ocean is cooling, and this is going to help to set up that high pressure over the North Atlantic Ocean. And in fact, if we zoom in on that, you could see very clearly that we have a large area of cooler than normal water. And this is actually the 7-day anomaly change. So you can see how the temperature has dropped over the last 7 days. And this is really going to help to set up that pattern that I'm expecting. And so here that is again, here's that pattern that I was talking about. A very wavy pattern is what I'm expecting us to see in the polar jet stream. And then if we go to this map is from the GFS model. It is forecast for this coming Friday, October the 29th. And you can see this is showing the 500 millibar winds, and which is really a good indication of the polar jet stream. And you can see this is pretty much exactly what I was showing. We have a big ridge over the western United States, which is going to mean warm air is going to pour into the western United States. But over here in the east, we have this deep trough, which is going to allow cold air to come into the eastern United States, possibly by this next weekend and certainly by the 1st of November. In fact, if you look at this map is for November the 2nd. Whoops, let's back up there. This is for November the 2nd. And you can see that by November 2nd, we see warm temperatures out in the west due to that positive PNA. And then we have much cooler than normal temperatures in the east, including the Ohio Valley. And in fact, if you look at this weather map that I have on here next, this is for that same day. And you see, we're expecting on that day that we have high pressure here that's going to be bringing winds out of the north across the Great Lakes. And you see what we have right there. That is lake effect snow. Yep, lake effect snow for northeastern Ohio and western Pennsylvania, possibly starting as soon as November 2nd. So we're going to have to keep an eye on these things. I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, if you haven't joined my pro site yet, I would hope you would do that. It's at www.patreon.com/Ohio Valley Weather. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.